Joined now by Colton Herta, who drives the number 26 Gamebridge entry for Andretti Global. What's up, man?
Not much. Just getting ready.
How's media day going?
A lot of talking.
A lot of talking. Yeah, you're a big talking guy. This must be a fun day for you.
I love it. Yeah.
All right, let's talk some Indy 500 stuff first. How painful was it to watch that run by Rinus VeeKay in qualifying and lose out to be in the top 12 like by that much at the gun, basically?
I mean, I was over it, but thanks for reminding me about it.
I'm gonna keep digging about it. Yeah. It must have been so painful and devastating for you and your team to come so close but fall up short.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like for us and what we expect, we're not just content with making the field. We want to fight for the pole. We want to do good in the series in every aspect. So it is a little bit of a bummer not to be able to show up the next day and fight for pole, especially when you're the first guy to miss out. Sucks. But for us, seemed like it was either going to be Rinus running or Pelot running, and I think either guy had a little bit more speed than us. So I think we were expecting it was going to be difficult to stay up there.
It's very possible and plausible to win from 13th on the grid. We've seen from much further back over the years. Have you guys as a team talked about your plan yet on how to get yourself up to the front? Or is it sort of we're going to take the first stint there, we're going to see where we're at, change the car, go to the next stint? Like, has there been those conversations yet, or does that come later?
I think the nice thing about starting 13th compared to where I've started in the past, which for the most part has been further back.
Humble brag, yeah.
Yeah.
Further back?
Further back.
No.
Yeah. I've had more starts.
Really?
Outside, yeah.
I always remember like.
Well, I've had some good starts.
I've on the front row and.
Yeah, once.
Was it just the one time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! In my head it was more.
But I think it takes it. You have a lot more time.
Right.
To kind of get up to the front and whatnot. So, for us, it's no rush. I think if you can get to the top 5 in 100 laps, which is definitely doable, plenty of time. I would be happy with that, and then just kind of mix it up from there. Hopefully, be in that top 3 or 4 in the last stint and go after it.
You've won a lot of races in a very short time, very young career. Many more to come, I'm sure. You started this tradition or talked about how you eat tacos after wins.
Yes.
Is that still a thing?
Yes.
Would tacos still be an Indy 500 victory dinner?
Yes. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be right after the race.
Okay.
Right. It can be like the following week.
Oh, okay.
But I just have to do it at some point.
You have to do it at some point.
Yes.
So would you wait till you were back home, or would you try to find a place locally?
I mean, if you win the 500, I feel like you don't get to go home until January. Feels like.
Just ask Joseph. He will tell you that it's hard to go back.
So, yeah, I mean, you do the media day in New York. I'm sure they have good tacos up there.
You would assume it's a bit. They'd be
Big
like
city.
weird, fancy, gourmet
fusion.
taco. Yeah, exactly. It's not. You're a California boy,
you want the real street tacos.
You want real good tacos. Okay, so you haven't sussed out an Indianapolis taco joint yet.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had tacos here.
We'll go to Bakersfield. We'll take you.
Yeah, there you go.
Spicy margs and tacos.
Oh,
perfect, man.
Sounds amazing.
Gonna love it. One of the traditions here at Indy, obviously the milk. And I loved the first time I did this race when they give you a little sheet where you fill out what kind of milk that you want. So what did you choose? What's your milk of choice?
Originally I wanted chocolate milk.
Okay.
I think a lot of guys have done that.
They say that.
They say no.
Oh yeah.
Not allowed to.
Didn't really work with the pictures.
Yeah. I've just done whole milk.
It's whole milk?
Yeah.
If buttermilk was an option, would you take it? Because that's how it started. Right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank God it's not an option because it's disgusting. But maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
I have to. The thing is, that people don't realize is, you get to do the milk and obviously whatever, but then you're in the media center for 4 hours afterwards, just covered in milk.
That's why, I was always surprised when guys just started pouring it on their heads.
Yeah, I don't get.
I'm like, take the sip.
I'm not
hold it up.
Yes,
yeah,
that's
I don't
what
think
I'm
they need to do that.
No.
And then even sometimes
it
pour
annoys
on their
people too.
faces
Some people
and
hate it.
Looks weird and it smells bad, and I don't know.
Why does it look weird?
Just because it's not see through. Like water, you just if you're hot, you would do that.
Sure.
It's just, and then it just, I don't know, gets. I mean, I remember when Hunter Ray won it in 14, and the next day he told me about the state of his suit with 500 miles of sweat,
and that's a
then
suit you want to
night's
keep.
worth of-
right?
sure.
Like you love that suit. Like got to keep it forever.
I don't know if you can get the milk mold off of it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Slap me if you see me trying to pour the milk over my head.
Don't worry. I will be down there, and I'm just going to smack the bottle right out of your hand if it goes up at all.
It's flying off.
So your dad has won this race from the pit stand. Has he been able, like, I'm sure he's given you tons of advice over your career in general, and since you got to IndyCar, and he's been on your radio for a bunch of your wins, and has he given you any kind of Indy 500 specific advice?
Yes, I think more so like what he thinks works from a strategy standpoint, and what I can do to help the strategist make that possible.
That's a great tip to have.
Right.
It's rare that a strategist kind of tells you, hey, as the driver, because again, he's been both, right?
Yeah.
So you can be like, this is what you need to do to help me out in this role.
Right. And I mean, strategy is one of the biggest things about the Indy 500 and IndyCar racing in general. But when you have 6 pit stops, it makes strategy so important because every stint is another way to make up spots, and there's way more than any other race that we do. So, yeah, I think his input of having me understand what is the best way to help the strategists do the best strategy that they can do, which is super helpful.
Andretti Global, your team, they went down from 4 full season cars to 3. So you add Marco for the 500, you go on from 5 cars that need to 4. Have you noticed a big difference in the month of May so far, kind of having that one less program as part of the team?
And
yes. Has it been a positive
in
or
a
negative?
Positive way? Okay. Yes, I have. I think overall downsizing was a good idea for us. I think just you can be stretched thin as a race team. Engineering side, mechanics side, pit stop side, just every angle. And so when you get rid of one car, it's not like we got rid of one car and we just fired everybody on that side of things. We kept them around. So we got them doing a whole bunch of different things, some shop-based, some guys still travel with us. But I think it helps race engineers and the systems engineers just have an extra hand so they don't have to be focused on 7 different things. It can be focused on 3 or 4, and it's a lot more manageable, and the other extra engineers can pick up some of the tasks.
Is Marco a good addition to the team for May, considering he has like 8,329 starts here?
He's a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird to think too, right? Like, because I don't feel like Marco
is like an old guy.
Yeah, but then he's got 19 starts.
He's got more starts than the other drivers on the team combined.
Right? It's insane to think. But no, I think just the wealth of knowledge that you get when doing it for that long is super helpful. And you know how it is. Like, selfishly, the drivers only think about themselves and how to make themselves better, which is by having good teammates that give you good data and whatnot to learn off of. So for me, it's been great to have him just because it makes my life easier and it makes me go faster.
You've got one of my favorite pastimes here at the Speedway. Like, sometimes you have it's a very busy month, but every once in a while you get some nice downtime, and you like to go fishing out in the lake.
Yep.
Which I think is really cool. What's the biggest fish you've caught out there?
I mean, they don't get too big. Maybe like 2 pounds. Which is sizable for a bass, I think.
It's not bad.
But
I'm assuming
I think it's so overpopulated in that pond.
Oh, really?
I think that they have a hard time growing over.
So
like, most of them are like under a pound.
Right. They'll just kill each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, there's no like predators in there, so maybe we need to like release a shark in the pond or something.
Baby steps. I don't think that might be a bit extreme. Might be something in between a bass and a shark we could put in there, but sure.
Give a great white a few days. It'd probably clean it out a little bit.
Okay, I've been asking every driver this as a final question. If you've done this race a couple times, a lot of tradition around the Indy 500. What is your least favorite Indy 500 tradition?
Oh, geez. Least favorite tradition?
Yeah.
I mean, where do I start? I'm trying to think. What's been a popular answer? I'm having a hard time thinking of.
It's been a weirdly inconsistent thing. Some drivers won't say anything because they think it's bad luck. I'm pretty sure. Dixon said the banquet.
Oh, 100%.
Okay,
that's so easily the best answer ever.
Okay,
the banquet is painful.
Yeah,
and it takes so long if you do well.
Right.
It almost makes you not want to do well.
If you're not going to win, you want to be like 33rd,
yes.
so you can say your speech and get the hell out.
Get out of there.
Okay, so the banquet. We need to move the banquet to being just like a top 3 program.
Yeah, top 3.
Top 3. Let everyone else.
Or just the winner. I mean, no one cares about
Nobody
anybody else
No one
except
cares.
if you win.
Even the
Right,
guy
this
that's
race
second
doesn't
care
matter.
about
No.
like nobody wants to be.
Nobody
there.
cares.
Okay.
And nobody cares about the second place guy in this race
really
either. No one cares about anything except for the winner,
They really do.
as it should be.
Yeah, as it should be. All right. Well, hopefully you're the guy that everybody hates on Monday, and wish you the best of luck.
First or 33rd, baby.
You heard it here first. Checkers or Wreckers.